right, Cowboy Nation, let's get into this. The Cowboys double dipping. Let's see how this thing can all work out. Now, Todd Archer reported that the Cowboys might jump back into the first round to grab a player that they really love, right? My thing is, you still, with the first pick, with the 10th overall draft pick, you grab the best player available. Don't get too cute with it. Whoever you got on your board, you grab the best player available. Now, the argument will be, is that an offensive lineman, or is that a defensive back, or will it be the tight end, Kyle Pitts, that everybody had a wake-up moment yesterday when everybody was saying, oh, Kyle Pitts talked to Jerry Wine Jones. I'm sitting there like, come on, Cowboy Nation. What do you think? If he's a top 15 pick, of course he should have a phone conversation with Jerry Jones. Let's use our mind. Let's stop making news out of news, of no news, basically. But I get it. It's the Cowboys. And when Jerry speak, everybody listen, right? It becomes world renowned. It's become news all around the world, the globe and beyond. All right, so my thing is, if it's any of those guys, offensive linemen, whether it be Slater, Penny Sewell, whether it be the tight end, Kyle Pitts, or whether it be the quote-unquote Patrick Surtain, or you could throw in the mix, I heard storylines of it being Horn with that 10th overall draft pick. What Todd Archer reported is that the Cowboys might look into this thing and say, okay, let's take another bite of the apple and let's go back into the first round and grab somebody. Who would that be? Then he's throwing out names like the Caleb Farleys of the world, right? Greg Newsom. Maybe you can get Greg in the second. Maybe he'll fall right to you with the 44th pick. But if you really got Greg Newsom that high on your board and you really want him on your team, then, hey, roll the dice and go up there and grab him. That way you can solidify your team. Now, I'm with the belief you got to build from the inside out. Everybody knows that. So my thing is, Cowboy Nation, let's not fret on the Christian Barmores of the world, right? Let's not fret on the about Levi, Enrique. Let's not fret on him, Aleem McNeil, all of those big boys that you can really put inside, or even the Milton kid that we talked about before, Williams. So we got to look in all of those things on how we can improve the interior of this particular defense. I'm telling people right now, think about this. If you don't have that front seven, it doesn't mean a hill of beans of what your secondary is going to do. They can't cover forever and a day. It takes time. It takes time and time and time for an actual quarterback to drop back into a pocket. If he can feel comfortable, he can find that wide receiver, muscle that ball out to that wide receiver. So if he got enough time, it doesn't matter who's out there. Deion Sanders can't hold and cover somebody forever, right? So when we look into this thing, let's throw out some more names. Nick Bolton. Let's say, for example, the Cowboys love whoever they pick with the 44th pick, and they say, okay, we want to dip back into the second round. Will there be a Nick Bolton? Will there be the Xavier Collins? I know that a lot of people might look at Collins and say, well, what is he? Where the Cowboys will fit and put him at, because we got an LVE, we got a Jalen Smith, we got a Keanu O'Neal that's supposed to be learning that role. I will leave no stone unturned. Even with this particular draft, I'm still looking at edge guy, Arizi or Jalari. I'm putting him out there. Joseph Asai. I'm trying to become the best version of myself with this particular team, and I'm trying to find the best talent available. I'm not trying to use all 10 of these picks. I'm trying to package these things together, move up, slide up, and get a guy that can make some plays. Get some guys that I know for sure that can change the mindset of this team, the temperaments, and get that dog nasty guy. Now, me, Boss, and the OC, we was talking about this kid last night, Tevin Jenkins. Man, he's nasty. Flat out nasty, Cowboy Nation. Crazy nasty. Now, he's 6'6", north of 320 pounds. Run, get out, looking for something to knock over violent. I can only imagine Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott running behind that. Nastiness is what we need too.
He ain't lying.
We need that aggressive tone, and I think the more aggressive we are with this particular draft, the better this team will be. The laissez-faire, sitting back, folding up, it's not time to be safe right now. We got to take advantage of these situations and look at this draft and say, okay, how can we elevate, move up, and get a player that can be dynamic? We can't just be sitting back here saying, okay, we already explosive. I'm hearing so many people time and time again saying, well, Blake Jarwin is the answer, right? Blake was injured last year. We don't know what Blake Jarwin going to look like for the 2021 year. Oh, snap. Even if you do this, and I'm not trying to throw salt or shade at Blake Jarwin, but if you remove the Giants game, he's just a Blake. So we got to make sure that we're evaluating everything. If it so happened to be a Kyle Pitts, if the Cowboys do go grab a Kyle Pitts with the 10th overall draft pick, they still have to cover themselves and figure out they got 10 picks. After that pick, they got 9 picks. How can they move up, will and deal, make sure that they get somebody that can really show up this particular team? Whether it be, okay, let's say, for example, you say to yourself, you draft Kyle Pitts, you still in love with J.C. Horn, you'll say, man, let me package some things together and move back into the first to get a J.C. Horn. It's quite possible. It's quite possible. Or move back in and get your JOK. That's how crazy this draft is. You always got to figure out ways to get these guys that you know and trust on your tape, trust from your view of the tape, and grab them. And grab them. Now, I do know that when we think about safeties, we've been having issues with that. When we think about linebacker play, one can argue when we look at everything, man, we've been having issues with linebackers, believe it or not. They only show up in spurts. Oh, when we can talk about the interior guys, whether it be the guys that we already got, Tristan Hill, Navell Gallimore, Antoine Woods, Brand Urban. We need to solidify that interior. Carlos Watkins. Everybody that I just mentioned, every single person is unproven. And I'll be crazy to say, man, looking in this draft, you'll get a proven. No. It still will be growing pains, but why not get that top grade now? If you have the resources, package those things together, move up and grab them. Don't play around with your food. All right, so my thing is with Todd Archer, I really like his writing. He's from the ESPN world, and he's not about that clout. Go look him up on Twitter. He don't even put the blue check mark by his name. And I'm quite sure all he had to do is tell Twitter, hey, turn the blue check mark on for me. You know, he's all about the substance, and it's thick. He got his eardrum close to the ground. I'm quite sure when Todd Archer reported and wrote that, he heard it from somewhere. And it could be quite possible that the Dallas Cowboys will trade back into the first, or after the 44th pick, trade back down to get somebody that's dynamic. And baby, when I'm telling you, if that happened, woo, it's going to be trouble. That's all the time that I have for this moment. I really appreciate you all. Be sure to hit that like, share this content. Let a friend, neighbor, folk know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and Beyond. My name is Law Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Let's go.